According to our records, 2017 had a total of 144 homicides, which is one of the most deadly years in recent times. The highest record in the past decade was back in 2012, when the murder rate was up to 145. But the data does not include 3 cases for which it is highly suspected that the deceased were murdered, whether because the police department is still awaiting DNA results or that there are no concrete evidence to prove what is believed to have been a homicide. One of the most gripping cases was the death of Phelan Cannon. A post-mortem indicates that the 13-year-old suffered a cruel death.
We don't very often see this degree of criminality. The observation section of the post-mortem report reads like a horror story. And the doctor says, of course with the caveat that we don't want to try the case here, but that he observed fresh injuries, old injuries, and all of them significant injuries. When interviewed under caution, both persons admitted to knowing of injuries being sustained by the victim. We cannot at this stage say that they caused those injuries, but they were aware of injuries. They were of the view that she was suffering from a certain illness, and in all that time, they never took her for any kind of medical treatment. In all that time, they never took her to a doctor to be diagnosed. Instead, they decided to administer Valium to her and to perform some Japanese healing technique on her. And the extent and nature of the injuries, I think definitely, in light of the fact that they were the persons who were responsible for taking care of this child, amount to tremendous neglect on their part.
And what happened to Pamela Lino, the information technology teacher of Santa Elena, whose Kia Sportage SUV was found burning near mile 21 on the George Price Highway, purportedly with Lino dead inside? While a DNA test is yet to confirm the identity, the teacher has still not surfaced. The family and friends fear the worst.
The issue is that we have a family member that might be a potential victim of a crime, of a murder, homicide. Like I said, that is not confirmed because, as we understand it, there has been no positive identification.
The cases of Phelan and Pamela would take the murder count up by 2, but you can add another 2 bodies to the statistics, taking into consideration the unresolved case of the double fatality in the South. On March 1st, 2017, there was a fatal accident between miles 2 and 3 on the Placentia Road, inside the burnt wreckage of a Ford F-150 pickup truck were the charred remains of a man and woman who were seated in the front passenger seat and back seat of the truck. While they have still not been identified, they are believed to be a European couple. The whereabouts and identity of the driver is still not known. But why were the license plates removed? At the time, police said that new evidence suggested it could be a double murder and not an accident. At the onset of the investigation, police said the vehicle was owned by a resident in Placentia.
Police responded to the report. On arriving, they saw a F-150 pickup engulfed in flame. After the fire has been extinguished or burned out, we observed that we have bodies inside, and we tracked down the vehicle to a person in Placentia, owned by a person in Placentia. I don't have the identity of the person inside of the vehicle at this present moment.
Duane, Moody for News 5.